Very warm wishes on International Literacy Day. COVID-19 has caused one of the largest disruptions in the history of mankind. Education is key to personal development and the future of societies. Learning losses due to prolonged school closures threaten to erase progress made in recent decades. Some 23.8 million additional children and youth from pre-primary to tertiary could drop out or not have access to school next year due to the pandemic's economic impact alone. The pandemic has intensified education disparities, and we are in for some real challenging times ahead of us. On the International Literacy Day, I would like to share some of Room to Read Bangladesh's effort to mitigate the effects of school closure during COVID-19 pandemic. When the countrywide school closure was announced to tackle the spread of COVID-19, formal education of primary school going children in thousands was put on hold. In Bangladesh, majority of children in the remote and poverty-prone communities are at the risk of dropping out of child labor and early marriage. According to UNESCO, during the ongoing COVID-19 crisis, more than 17 million primary school children and more than 8 million girls at secondary school are experiencing the lack of face-to-face education. In response to this crisis moment, we quickly adapted our education interventions to ensure that education journey of children do not stop and they are able to enjoy their learning at home. A distance education support in the form of both digital and print resources help children continue learning during the challenging times. Room to Read Bangladesh developed several resources. Some of the digital resources that we developed were videos on letter learning, storybooks that are read aloud. We also shared resources on YouTube and Education Hub, that is Government of Bangladesh's digital platform. Thousands of messages on phone were sent to parents with the hope that parents engage more with children's reading adventures. We had extremely good response. Our videos have reached out to thousands of children, and as per our survey, children have found our resources extremely helpful. That gives us a lot of satisfaction and we are overjoyed about it. Unfortunately, many children do not have access to technology, and hence we had to address their needs as well. We also developed resources on print. The resources were like worksheet booklets for writing practice, story cards for reading comprehension. Stationery items were given to support them being creativity. All the materials that we developed kept in mind the social and emotional learning aspect, which is very crucial in such difficult times. These materials were delivered door to door, keeping into account, of course, the safety measures. Both our print resources and our digital content has had lots of positive feedback. Hundreds and thousands of children have been able to access them. This is a real moment of delight for all of us at Room to Read Bangladesh. In the meantime, we are also taking the necessary preparations for the time when the school reopens. When the teaching learning process that starts when the school reopens, children may be at different levels of their learning ranges. And there are concerns that the gap between high and low achieving students will become bigger. There will also be some challenges for teachers to facilitate multi-level teachings. In order to assess the learning loss due to discontinuation of the learning activities in the schools, we are undertaking a research which we hope will lead to the development of remedial package for children and training teachers on delivering the same. So these are some of the initiatives that Room to Read Bangladesh has taken during this COVID crisis. I would take this opportunity to thank all our supporters, donors, stakeholders, government officers, without whose support we wouldn't have been able to achieve so much. Thank you all very much. and wishing you all a happy International Literacy Day. Thank you.